For the first time in years, the form of Hearts has been enough to take the spotlight off the Edinburgh Festival. Instead of being the fringe event, the Gorgie side are the main attraction this summer. And in the great theatre tradition, it's been enough to put bums on seats, some 15,500, making up the largest Hearts support at Tynecastle for a decade. They're obviously liking what they see, the early scenes earning a round of applause. Motherwell have been known to make a crisis out of a drama this season, of course. It certainly wouldn't have been in the script had Scott McDonald beaten Craig Gordon. The Australian not the first to find out just how good the Hearts keeper's form is. He's expected to be in place for the international double-header coming up. And from being solid at the back, Hearts have given themselves a platform to allow their expressive players to, well, express themselves. Rudy Scatchell, this time, unable to finish off. Credit goes to Graham Smith, who wants to impress Terry Butcher while Gordon Marshall is injured. Hearts carry in their ranks several key players for Scotland, which would suggest their success might not be the flash in the pan some might think. They also have the likes of Edgar Jankowskis capable of firing off from distance. This might not have been their best performance of the season, but there was still danger from every direction coming from Hearts, whose fans will have to accept that sometimes a victory, however hard fought, is acceptable enough. 3 points is all that matters sometimes. Other times, when you see flowing moves such as this one, the whole afternoon takes off to a different plane. It looked all so easy as Hearts carved their way through the Motherwell midfield and defence. Scatchell pointing the way. Smith was exposed, 5th goal of the season for Scatchell, who has found the net in every league game so far. Terry Butcher was less than impressed with his team's defending when they lost to Dundee United last week, and he could have done without them giving possession away. Jankowskis kept out by Smith's bravery. George Burley still insists he's a couple of players away from having a squad that can really challenge. Some of the other sides in the SPL are probably hoping he's not able to strengthen before the window. Hearts still, though, have the potential to score goals, and they can do so in style. No denying Jankowskis this time, daylight between the sides, and 3 points beckoning for the league leaders. Motherwell, to be fair, refused to lie down, and given the way their season has gone, this one could still have finished 5-5. Their lifeline back into the game came when Jim Hamilton was upended in the area. Craig Thompson quite clearly indicating what the penalty was awarded for. A bit of jersey tugging from both players probably, but Hearts were penalised, and it was Richie Foran against Craig Gordon. Rifled in by Foran, although a little bit too close to the keeper than he might have liked, but Hearts conceding their first goal in 5 games. And suddenly they were fragile and generous, and then fortunate as Hamilton threatened to burst that bubble that's growing ever larger above Tynecastle. Gordon should have been left a spectator as Hamilton picked up on the loose ball. Luck is always a welcome 12th man when it goes your way. Motherwell will look back and feel they might have taken something from the game. Hearts will feel they could have won with more to spare. The missed chance was one that almost came back to haunt them. In the dying seconds, Gordon produced a save that helped win the game. He also gave us hope for the Italy match next week. 5 games in, it's 10 out of 10 for Hearts. Close your eyes and make a wish. It's time to believe.
Five out of 5. Today we didn't play our best. We need to strengthen the squad, and if we can do that, who knows where it can take us. But you know, we've got to just take one step at a time.
When you play Hearts, yeah, they have all these people going forward and big height and big strength, but you've got Presley and Webster, and Scotland's #1 behind them. It's still a formidable barrier.
Andy, in successive weeks, the lead has gone from 2 points to 3 points to 5 points. They're pulling away.
Yeah, well, the great debate in Edinburgh just now as to who actually identifies these potential new signings that George Burley is talking about, because for weeks now he's been saying he'd like to get a couple of players in. The deadline is on Wednesday, and I just wonder whether that relationship is as solid as they say. But whatever has happened, George Burley's made a marvellous impact, and what a difference it makes when you have someone like Scatchell who can score so often, so regularly from midfield.
And what a difference it makes to have Scotland's #1 goalkeeper there to save you at the end of the match.
What a save, Jim. I mean, astonishing reactions, because I don't think David Clarkson could have caught that volley any sweeter. But Hearts got off to a terrific start, and I love the timing of this pass here from Hartley. And Scatchell, as he's done in every league game so far, finishing superbly, and he's taken so much of the weight off the likes of Bednar, who came very highly acclaimed.
But this was a great finish, wasn't it, from Jankowskis?
Yeah, it was. He's taken a bit of time to get his shooting boots on, but he got a couple against Queen's Park in the League Cup, and he looks to be the man in form. But this save again, Jim, it's astonishing reactions, and obviously great for Hearts, but it bodes well for Scotland too.
It certainly does. Mark Lees and Craig McIntosh have both written in praising George Burley. Graham, you met George the other day for your newspaper, The Herald, and how did you find him?
I found him very interesting and quite an impressive guy. His track record in football is, I think, beyond dispute. Even before he took Ipswich into the Premiership, never mind finishing 5th, in the previous 2 or 3 seasons they'd been there or thereabouts. He did very well at Derby. He did a salvage job at Derby, and he's got off to a flying start here. And one of the things that's characterised Burley's work, wherever he's gone, is he has signed continental players from continental Europe very well. At Derby, he signed a couple of players that transformed their team. He's done it here with Scatchell. Jankowskis has got a very good touch for a big player, as we saw. And I think Burley's an impressive football coach. I think his track record